Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name is DLPOV, and welcome to my Hero Academia Heroes Rising spoiler review. Can't wait. I really want to talk about everything that we've seen. This is a spoiler review for those of you that read the manga and watched the anime. So full on spoilers. Let's talk about what I liked, what I did not like. Uh, First of all, let's talk about the let's go plus ultra and not so plus ultra. I hate to get this corny line like this out, but it's mandatory. It's a Boku no Hero Academia video. So plus ultra, what I really liked. Let's talk about how these henchmen were actually pretty damn cool. Like I'll show them over here, but you got Slice, you got Nine, you got Chimera, and you got Mummy. Those were the main villains, antagonists of this movie. The main ones, not excluding obviously the League of Villains that are in the movie as well. But I love how how well paced their fights are. Like with Slice, she's a type of Medusa. Like if you read Marvel comics or know anything about like Marvel television, and you're familiar with the Inhumans, she's basically like Medusa. She basically uses her hair to fight in sharp blades. Um, but not quite. But the hair thing and the whole red hair thing is really similar to that. And seeing how the author of My Hero Academia is a fan of comics and like is maybe a really hard reference to that. I'm just gonna go with that. So Medusa gets a tease when she breaks all these, destroys all these boats by the shore in the island. That was the tease for her powers, and later on she gets her actual fight against Tokiyami and Ashido, and I just gotta say how much I love that aspect of it. She doesn't get like three full-on big fights to show how overpowered she is. No, she gets a tease, and then in the end she gets her final fight, her final one fight. I love how Mummy, the character, like the basically it's basically the My Hero Academia equivalent of Sasori. Um, he gets one fight against six heroes, three heroes first, and then three heroes at the end of his fight, and that's it. He gets arrested. There is no coming back from that. I really appreciate that they could have cheapened the sequence out by having him escape and be ready for the final act. But no, they kept him arrested after the first fight for good, which that was I appreciate that. They could have banked out a little bit and cheapened out on the experience by having him come back at the end. Chimera, I love his build up. I absolutely love this side villain. Like Chimera is a cool design. His name says what he is. He's basically a mix of different animals. What is it? A wolf, alligator. He got like bird feet as well. I know, and he breathes fire too, which is a nice contradiction or a nice play with Todoroki. So I absolutely love Chimera. I kind of liked him more before his full-on transformation at the end. I liked him by himself first. I felt the jacket and shit that was pretty cool. Um, it reminded me a little bit of Bloody Roarish. um, and Nine itself, who again I actually accidentally watched this movie with an English dub, so I would accidentally I say because I purchased the ticket thinking I was getting the dub version, the sub version, excuse me. However, I was pleasantly surprised to hear that my boy Johnny Young Botch, aka the Black Power Ranger, was voicing Nine, which is pretty cool because I know he voices a lot of anime characters too, and I'm glad that he got this shine. I think in the Sabat also voices All Might, if I'm not mistaken, but I'm not 100% sure. I think I read that somewhere. Uh, so as in for the villain fights, those were good. The build up towards the end, absolutely loved it. I absolutely loved that build up. The animation was top notch. The the story flew well together, as in they had a reason to be in that island. They explained it like, oh, they're doing this kind of mini project where they get to experience like on hand a hero experience, which was pretty cool. Uh, that was cool. It flew well into the fact that that Nine found out that the quirk that he stole wasn't compatible with him, but due to experience and through the knowledge that we also know through the anime that quirks are genetic, excuse me, they get passed down onto to the children. He thought of, all right, let me go look for this guy's son and steal his quirk because maybe his blood cells are more compatible with mine. So that was a little bit logical. It wasn't an asshole as to why he had to be there with the other heroes. Uh, had to be there to fight the heroes. So him going to the island was a lot has had some reason for it. Their first fights leading towards the final fight was naturally progressed. The ending was very natural too. So like the movie had a good flow going for it. I think the best way to describe it is like a good orchestra. Like it had a nice calm start, a well build up, and a beautiful finish, beautiful climax. Going back into the whole little agency thing that they had going on for them. Jesus Christ, do I love that idea? I don't know why, but I love seeing these heroes work as heroes in their everyday life. Outside of, as in the movie quotes, it's not all just punching villains or super villains. It also has to do with actually helping and serving other people. So I absolutely love seeing them like just help out, and people had their moment to shine. This movie, if you ever watched like if you're a Naruto fan, if you ever watched the movie Inheritors of the Wheel of Fire, which is easily one of my favorite movies of the Naruto series. I think this movie I think it's Naruto Shippuden movie 3, Inheritors of the Wheel of Fire. It's easily one of my favorite ones. It's similar to that in the sense that all the side characters get a moment to shine on by themselves. And this beginning of the movie really emphasizes that, like, of course Koda would be helping out lost pets. Of course Ida would be helping out with people that, like, an old lady's going to the hospital, so having to move somewhere. Like, it all makes sense. It's all very logical. And of course Deku, of course he'd be like just like helping out wherever he could, ODing on everything. And Sue would be by the beach helping people out. Like, it was very logical. It was very cool. It was very natural, and I really really love that. Um, as much as I love a good anime fight, I really love just seeing them do their everyday things. It was a nice introduction, a nice beginning of the movie. Um, can we talk about Hawks? Jesus Christ, can we talk about Hawks? I'm glad that we finally got to see him in action. I'm very happy that we got to see him in action. Hawks is easily one of my favorite characters, up there with Miro Togata. I love his story. I love him in the manga. We still don't know where his story is going to lead, but seeing how there's parallels towards Icarus, we may be seeing a fall or maybe in the death of Hawks in the future in the manga. Who knows? But I just love his character, his personality, and his whole character design is off the charts. Like, I love it. Um, which leads me into, again, still within the plus ultra segment of this video, which leads me into the whole shit that we get of information. Like, you got Endeavor, which I'll probably put in a picture over here somewhere around. Now, you get Endeavor fucking with his scar already from the High-End Nomu fight. So that happened. Placing this story in the timeline, look at Shigaraki's hand. Shigaraki's wearing the glove that he wears after his hand gets messed up with against the war against the Liberation Army. That whole arc, like, so it must take place after that. But then again, at the beginning of the movie, you kind of question that because they're still kind of broke in the beginning of the movie, unless they're hiding out for temporarily. But if it takes place after the Liberation Army arc, then technically they should have money to not be in a shitty room like that. So unless the director was just playing games to lead you off from where the anime is actually and the story is actually going, so it's kind of, I'm assuming it definitely has to take place after the High Nomu arc, definitely after that. because that's also after we properly get introduced to Hawks and whatever. And even Endeavor is familiar with Hawks, and like in the beginning of the movie, they talk to each other very casual, meaning they've been already working together, just uh, like during the High and Nomu arc. Um, let's talk about Tokoyami's Black Fallen Angel power. He's been using that in the movie like nothing. I love his interaction with Hawks because you'll find this out. For those are anime only watchers, I don't know why you're watching this video right now, but the fact that we find out that Tokiyami basically interned, his first internship was with the Hawks agency, was pretty cool. Um, and their casual talk in between after he comes to save them was pretty cool. Um, very nice to have. We get to see the predecessors of One for All, which is the main reason why Nine couldn't steal Deku's power, because he can only steal 9 quirks, and Deku had more than one. so so that's bonkers. But I love the ending with Endeavor hugging Todoroki like very casually, screaming like "Shut up!" Uh, uh, Oshako and Deku, they had their little moment, the little how do you call it? The little moment where Deku like grabs her from falling. I guess that was cute. Um, Tokoyami and Todoroki get both their moments to shine, which is a shit. Like Todoroki is, you could tell this guy was hungry for fights. When he was fighting the Chimera, like he didn't want to let it go, and it was Ida who had to tell him like, let's focus on keeping these people safe first, and then we can fuck this guy up. So he was looking for a round two after that one fight, um, and he gets a really interesting different move that I don't think we even have seen in the manga yet. Todoroki, again, being his own hero, he wants to become his own thing. He doesn't want to follow up on his father. He does the same thing, but in the with the opposite temperature, like with his cold side. So he under freezes, like he sub freezes everything in his fight with the Chimera, and that was a very cool moment. And this is why I bring up Inheritors of the Will of Fire, Naruto Shippuden movie 3 up, because they had their 3-on-1 matches, and where where the heroes complemented each other's moves. Just like if you're watching like a Marvel movie, and sorry, I have to bring Marvel up. Just like if you're watching like an Avengers movie and you see like the combo moves that the Avengers are doing against a villain, kind of similar to that. Inheritors of the Willfire did that with their ninjas. They had like 3 ninjas working really well together, complementing each other's moves against the villain. Uh, this movie does that really well too. Like when you have, it was Ida, Kaminari, Shoto, and let me look at here because I have the students right over here because I forgot who it was. The other one that was, oh, and it was Sue. So all of them like working together, and the way that they work together and the way they made an opening so that Shoto could get his final sub freeze attack, like I'm going to go even colder than I've ever gone before, basically the opposite of Endeavor's attack, was really cool. That Chimera got fucked. um, that was really cool. Let me see, who else do we have over here. Again, I like that Ojiro got his moment to shine too. I like brawlers. When it comes to characters, I love brawlers. When it comes to Smash Brothers, I love Little Mac. I love any fisticuffs characters. You got Ojiro, who's basically like a karate hero, who doesn't get too much time to shine, but he got his moment in this movie. And he had a really good fight against the Chimera the first act. I really appreciated that. Um, Again, Koda doing his thing too. Like he had good reasons to use his powers. Like Jiro, she using her powers in both the offensive manner when she's trying to fight the 9, and at the same time when she's trying to locate like lost children, so in a passive and active way, which is pretty cool. Um, Now, things that are not so plus ultra, and those are very nitpicky, I will say, are, for example, the way how I didn't like too much how it was a little bit too convenient that the students were in an island that wasn't couldn't get in touch with any heroes. It kind of felt forced just so that the 1A students could fight these ones alone. That kind of felt forced. Um, Again, minor nitpick, obviously, but this is very irresponsible to have pro heroes thinking that this would have been a great idea to have these kids. Because okay, I guess the island was non-active. There was no villain, no super villains in it. I guess nothing could have possibly gone wrong, but it wouldn't have hurt to put one person in charge just in case. Um, so it was a little bit too convenient. It's also a little bit too convenient that Bakugo forgets that for a second he had one for all. Um, I wasn't too crazy about that concept. Again, um, I felt that it could have been better handled to match Bakugo's character, because I feel that it would have been nicer if Bakugo would have given one for all back to Deku, in a way, in the sense of like, I don't need this power to beat you in the end. I'm still gonna become better. So like, I used it temporarily, but here you take it back. And it would be a little bit fitting. Like, he could have said it in a snobbish way of like, you're weak without it, so keep it, something like that, and it would still fit his character. Now, again, I feel that there was not much love for not much love for pro heroes, unfortunately. Like, Hawks got his little moments, but we didn't really see him in action either. We kind of just saw him here and there. Did we even see him fly in the movie at all? I'm not even sure. Um, but Ed's shot gets a shout out in the pin, which I love Ed's shot too. So he's cool. I wish we got Kamui Woods too a little bit, because that's one of my other pro heroes that I absolutely love. That's not in the main cast. Um, but no word on Mirko, and that's a little bit concerning, because as the manga readers know, something's going on with Mirko right now as of this week, this past week. What day is it? We're talking the March 4th. So is that foreshadowing something? Because when all the pro heroes come to help the students out at the end, like, at least I didn't see Mirko anywhere. So is that foreshadowing that she's not alive, that she doesn't make it through this next fight that she's having in the manga? Or is it just because animators couldn't find a voice actress for her and they didn't want to put her in the movie? Because technically, according to the timeline, if we think about the way that I was thinking that that this movie was supposed to take place after the Liberation Army War, then she would technically still be alive if it's then. So, I mean, yeah, great movie. I think I've been blabbering on and on already about this enough. Yeah. If there's things that I've missed that you feel like you want to talk about, feel free to do so. Leave it in the comment section down below. Tell me what you think about this movie, what you thought about this movie, whether you liked it or not. If you haven't watched it and whatever reason you decide to watch this video, tell me how hyped you are for watching it. I don't know, just go all out in the conversation down below. This movie got me pumped for the Demon Slayer movie as well, even though I know they're different studios, different series. It's promising that we're actually getting anime movies according to series that go really well together, like Dragon Ball Super Broly. That movie was great. I absolutely loved that movie. They did an excellent job with that, and the My Hero Academia Heroes Rising does an excellent job in keeping up with that trend of good franchise movies. Demon Slayer is going to do the same thing too, because it's based off an arc in a manga, which includes one of my favorite characters anyway. And God knows I love Demon Slayer. Like you can probably see over there Zenitsu and Inosuke in the back a little bit. Which, yeah, but yeah, hit the like button, comment below what you thought of the movie. Tell me what you're more excited about. Are you excited to see Hawks in that anime? Hopefully sometime soon. I'm not sure if we're gonna get him this season. Maybe we'll get a tease since we already got his voice actor. But yeah, hey, thank you for watching. Subscribe, like, bye. Oh.